Guys, we have with us Chris Keys. He is an entrepreneur and he makes over $1.7 million per year, which is absolutely incredible. Chris, thank you so much for coming on. And I heard that you also help other entrepreneurs make millions as well. So why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, just like you said, Andy, first of all, thank you for having me here, man. And yeah, my name is Chris Keys. I go by the name of Chris Keys. My real name is Christopher Pierre, but Keys just came from a place I always been playing the piano since I was young. My friends called me Keys, so I always ran off with the name till now. Everybody knows me as Chris Keys, right? So I've been doing e-commerce since 2016 successfully. And the reason why I say successfully is because I tried it before, I gave up. And for the average person that's probably listening to this right now, maybe you tried e-commerce before, right? And one of the things is that a lot of people struggle with is trying to find the right products and stuff to sell and all of that. But I had a moment where I really, really needed to make this work. I was going through, a financial struggle, just like many other people that end up, having that big boom, right? But I really was having a financial struggle. And I got to a point where I'm like, listen, I believe in this e-commerce stuff. I know it can take me to the next level. Let me go ahead and go for it. Long story short, I'm really trying to make a long story short. But I took it serious. I took it really serious. And eventually I started to get my first few sales. And from my first few sales, I ended up having my first 5-figure month, which was into January of 2017. I was able to do over $30,000 in sales. And I remember telling myself around that time that, listen, I'm going to let 2016 be the last year that I ever clocked in for a person. And fast forward, it's 2023 and we still rocking. But not only I've been able
you made
yeah, go ahead. What you was about to say?
So you made 30 grand in your first month doing this in 2017 after you quit your 9-to-5 day job?
Yes. So during that time in 2016, earlier that year, I was working as a security guard. I was working as a security guard, for a company in Manhattan, New York. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I was working for a company over there. And after a while, I was just like, you know what? I want to start focusing on my career. I wanted to become a computer engineer. So that was my goal. Wow. I said I wanted to become a computer engineer. And I ended up leaving the job to start doing Uber on the side.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
Now listen to this.
Yeah, let me hear.
That year, 2016, I said I was in a relationship, me and my girl, and I said that I remember calling my dad and said, "Dad, I'm gonna propose to her this year," and that was early 2016.
Nice.
I said,
I'm about to do that to my girl this year, or well, next year.
Let's go. So I told her, I was like, listen, I'm gonna propose to her, and my parents, they live out in Florida, and I was like, listen, I want this to be like a surprise. I want you guys to come out here in New York. We're gonna do a private dinner with the family and everything. And my dad was like all for it. He was like, when are you thinking about doing it? I said, like towards the ending of the year. He was like, when exactly? I said, okay, I have a date. It's October this, right? And not thinking that my parents was going to take it even more serious than I was, right? The next day, he calls me and say, hey, Chris, just to let you know, me and your mom just purchased our tickets. We'll be there in October. And I'm like, oh, shoot. Like, okay. I got to get a ring.
Pressure's on now.
Exactly. I was like, I got to get a ring. And things didn't go as easy as I thought it was going to go, because here I am doing my Uber. Ring is on layaway. I have, here's to make it even deeper. In New York, in order for you to do Uber, you need to have a qualified car with qualified licensing. So it's not like, some places, you just need a car and then you upload it on the Uber app and you're good. No, you need specific certification, certain licensing so you can be able to do Uber. During the time, I had a Camaro. I had no business having this Camaro, but I had a Camaro that I'm paying like $600 a month for, right?
You were car poor.
Yeah, I was car poor, extremely car poor. Then, because my car, I can't do an Uber with a Camaro, I had to rent a qualified car. That was costing me $450 a week. Listen to me.
So you were probably barely breaking even in Uber.
Listen, bro. So that means I have to make more than $450 a week to stay in profit, right? Don't forget, I have my
Yeesh.
650 well, my $600 a month Camaro, and my insurance is like $550 a month as well. This is my
Yeah.
first car,
Yeah.
everything, right? Let's not forget, I still
Wow.
got rent, I still got to take care of this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And now I have this ring that costs thousands of dollars that I have on layaway. It was brutal. And
You were stressed.
oh, bro, like, listen, when I tell people my story, I like I I was I wasn't suicidal. It brought me to a depression. I'm not gonna lie, because
Wow.
so many things was
Yeah.
going through my mind. Like, because he's like, I want to marry this girl. I know she's the one for me. I want her to have a safe and amazing life with me, right? But financially, is not making sense. You know,
Oof, you couldn't provide for her.
yes, and I'm like how, like, all I'm thinking to myself is, how dare you take her out of a providing home, and then you're struggling. This is what's going through my mind.
Wow.
It,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
pressure, and then here you are, you feel like you're giving it your all so you can get to where you need to get to, and things is just not working out. And like I said, it got to a point where, fast forward, I finally got the ring out. My parents came. I remember my mom seen me. She haven't seen me like almost over a year. She seen me like face to face, and her jaw dropped, bro. Like, and the reason why is because I lost so much weight. I lost so much
Damn,
weight.
he's on that ramen noodle diet, huh?
Definitely ramen noodle, bro. Like I lost
Right.
so much weight. Um, it was really, it was upside down, bro. It was upside down.
Yeah.
And my mom was just looking at me like, what happened? And I was just like, Mom, I'm trying. Like, I'm trying, And I remember after the engagement was over and everything, it's like more reality started hitting me. It was just like, okay,
Yeah.
so are you going to be the person that's going to be engaged for the next 6 years before you finally get married, or what are you going to do?
I've heard of that before. Yeah. I've heard of that a lot. Yeah. I've heard that a lot.
So I'm really big on it. I'm like, listen, I didn't get this far for me to have another 5, 6 year of engagement. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna
Yeah.
marry you. I made this decision. We're getting married next year, but let's still keep in mind of, where I'm at financially, right? Listen, and I know a person could be listening to this right now and be like, well, you don't need to have a big wedding, since you don't. I come from a Haitian background culture. Like, my parents
Okay.
is Haitian. Where, like, if you know about the Caribbean, there is no such thing as light. We do everything big, especially,
Yeah.
your firstborn getting married. I'm the firstborn. But the reality that hit me during that time was, okay, I just went through hell and back trying to get this ring out of this shop. I'm struggling with everything else. I have to get ready for a whole wedding now. Where is this
Oof.
coming from? What am I?
So this kind of like put the pressure on you to motivate you though. Like this probably like backed you into a corner. Like, all right,
Well,
now I got to make moves.
you're right, but it didn't hit me at that moment, because every day I was still waking up complaining about my financial situation, but I was still doing the same thing that I was doing the day before, until
Ooh. Were you
one day.
taking accountability, or
It
did you blame everybody else?
I didn't blame anyone else. I was honestly, it was almost as if I was just mad at, how about this? I was mad at the higher power.
Okay.
I was I
Okay.
was I wasn't putting the blame on God, but just off of my belief, I was just like, why? I was just questioning
Why
everything.
me?
Like, why me?
Yeah.
Why must I
Yeah.
go through this? Like,
Yeah.
and of course, you're looking up at everybody's successful life, and you just, you're measuring your life with theirs. And
Oh
then
yeah.
something happened one day, man. I remember waking up one morning, same routine, staring up at the ceiling and saying to myself, like, well, here's another day. And when I and earlier when I said that I never had suicidal thoughts, but I would wake up certain mornings and be like, man, I'm still alive. Like, I made it, like I
Oh.
felt like I was better off like not being here.
Not
but I
there.
wouldn't
Ooh, that's not
intentionally.
good thoughts.
Yeah, you know, and this is just to
Yeah.
show you how deep it was for me.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
just thinking about my finance, think like
You're
so
at the
many
bottom.
things.
Yeah.
And then one day, bro, it's like enough was enough. I remember waking up one morning, having that regular routine thought, and then I remember looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, Chris, you are better than this, bro. You have all the resources that you need to get you to where you want to get to. You understand? And
You had a moment. You had like an aha
I
moment.
had a crazy aha moment, bro. I was
Yeah.
like, if you were in that house, you would think that I'm insane because I am literally talking to myself in the mirror.
Yeah. Well, it
Like,
happens. Yeah, it
and
happens.
and I was just like, I was asking myself the question, like, how long are you going to keep on complaining in vain? Listen to this.
It doesn't get you anywhere.
Many people will complain about things that they're not actively working on. Like you have the solution. Sorry if you hear my kids in the back, but you you you
Yeah.
you have the
So the marriage did work out then.
the
Marriage
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 worked
worked
out.
out, guys. Got kids.
Listen, hold on, don't worry, we're
Yeah.
gonna get there, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had that moment where it was just like, Chris, why you keep on complaining about things, but yet you're still doing the same thing every single day? You have access to the people that can help get you there. You have access to the internet. You have access to YouTube, Google. Why aren't you utilizing those stuff if you know that, hey, this thing can be the vehicle to get me out of my problems? So I said, yo, you know what? I'm going to make a decision today that this day right here will be the last time that I'll complain about my financial situation if I am
Ooh,
not
that's
doing
deep.
the
Yeah.
or using
Yeah.
the resources and doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. I have to bet on
Well,
myself.
that's
And
good.
and number one, and this is one
Yeah.
thing that I tell people, like if you're listening to this, I want you to jot this down. The very first thing, if you want to be successful, you have to believe. You have to believe. And I know that
Oh
sounds
yeah.
corny. It could be very
Now it's
like
true.
overrated or underrated. You have to believe. Because if you have any doubt in yourself or in the process, you will never truly give it 100%. Now,
Yeah.
just like you said, Andy, my situation definitely placed my back against the wall because now it's like earlier that year, I tried e commerce before and I gave up. I gave up after a month. I spent a little bit over $100. And I want you to listen to this, man.
Yeah, it's
People,
not even that much.
listen, I spent over a little bit $100. During that time, I felt like man, I just spent over $100 on ads. Like that $100 felt so much for me, right? I was like, man, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna give Facebook ads another $100 just to not make any money. I was like, you know what? I quit. I'm not doing this. But guess what, Andy?
Damn.
Remember, I
Yeah.
gave up on it after spending a little bit over $100. The same person
Yeah.
that quit,
Yeah.
right? The next week, I was still working at my security job during this time. I remember getting my check. I probably made like a little bit over $700. Guess who was at the club spending the full $700 without
No.
questioning it? You understand? Just to show you
Uh-oh.
where the
Uh-oh.
mentality was. Like I
Yeah.
call that person broke Chris. And broke
Yeah.
Chris also had broke mentality. He didn't have the right mindset.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
woke
Yeah.
Chris
Cause yeah.
is who was born or who ended up being brought into this world when I had that
Yeah.
aha moment. That's when I finally
Yeah.
woken up. I said, yo, you know what? I'm not going to give up until something happens. I
Okay.
cannot give up. And I'm going to utilize the resources. I'm going to make the sacrifices in order to make this work because I know it can work. The same way that I worked for Andy, the same way that I worked for this person, the same way that I work for it can work for me. I am no different than you. The only thing that separates us is the information and the execution. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
I like that.
I
I
I
like that.
I, I said, you know what? I'm going for it. Bro, week one went by, not making any money. Week two went by, not making any money. Remember, I'm working Uber at this time. It got to a point where I
Yeah.
stopped driving. Mind you, remember, I still have a $450 payment that I got to pay every week. I still have all of this stuff,
Ooh.
right? I was
Ooh.
like, okay, I need to work less time. I need to work less time so I can dedicate to this business. It got to a point where
That's a big risk. Yeah, it's a commitment.
the commitment, I'm literally using
Yeah.
whatever I have left. Now I'm not meeting the payments. The owner of the car is like, hey, I need my car back. I said, you know what?
Uh-oh.
It is what it is. Here's your car. I'm still
Gave it back.
going
Okay.
in, bro. I'm like, okay, I'm down to like my last $300. Week 3, still nothing. Week 4, I have no money now. During that time,
Damn.
I'm thinking to myself, okay,
How you gonna pay for ads?
I know this can work for me. I need money.
Yeah.
My credit is messed
Yeah.
up. I like this. So now I'm just
Yeesh.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna need people to bet on me. I'm reaching out to
Ooh.
family. I'm reaching out to friends. I'm reaching out to everybody. I'm just like, listen, I'm working on something. Like, I don't usually come to you for this, but I know this is going to pay off. Just please, like, just let me hold something. Right? We're reaching. This was November of 2016. We're reaching December of
Yeah.
2016. Still putting in
Yeah.
work. Still trying to figure it out. I'm talking about staying up real late, waking up real early. Google, YouTube, purchasing little courses, bro. I was doing it all with the little bit that I had, and then
Yeah.
one day, I finally got my first sale. Bro,
Whoa.
I celebrated so much. It was
How much did you make? How much was that
bro, it
sale?
was $157.
Okay. All right. Well, something starting, getting started.
I was losing my mind. You would have thought like I won the lotto when that came in because
Yeah.
I was
Yes,
just
that
like
first sale. I hear it from everybody, man.
that first sale. It's life changing. It was $157. As you can see, I can remember it to the T. Right? I got
Yeah.
that first sale. I started to try to learn more. Okay, how can I start increasing it? From the middle of December into January, the store already did over $30,000 in sales. And I remember that
Whoa.
moment. That
That all
moment.
profit? Is that profit? That 30 grand? Is
Actually,
that
it
profit?
was 60% profit from that 30K. It was
60%. Okay. Okay.
60%
So about like
profit.
18,000. That's still good. That's still
Still
good.
amazing coming from where I'm coming from. You understand? Like I was
Hell's
a
yeah.
person
More than
making
you made in like 4 months.
exactly, and here I am. It was just the whole experience was mind blowing to me because number one, I was a security guard. I was making a little bit over
Yeah.
30K in 1 year. Here I am
Yeah.
now
You,
with
you
my own
basically made
business.
that in your 6 month salary.
You
Just
understand?
boom.
And
Just right then and there in a
right
month.
there, and just seeing that, I had that moment where I'm just like, I won't stop. At first, this was supposed to be a side gig.
Yeah.
Remember, my dream was to become a
Yeah.
computer engineer. That was my dream.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what?
Well, it's lucky you didn't do that because you made
Listen,
way more money doing this.
exactly. But at the same time, and this is why I believe in just alignment and what is meant to be. And this is what I tell people, right?
Yeah.
It's okay. People can tell you what they would want from you, right? And you can have an expectation for yourself too. But I'm gonna tell you right now, what is meant for you will be for you. Sometimes you may feel like the
Mm,
situation that you're going through is like, why me? Why must it be so difficult
yeah.
for me and it's so easy for others? There's a lesson that has to be taught. There is like there's a specific way that you have to be dealt with so you can be able to get the success that you're looking for.
I feel like everybody needs to have that one moment. Like I had my moment. I was in the shower with my girlfriend. I don't got to tell it again. I said it a million times, but I had a moment with her. I think I told you the last time
Yeah,
we met.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, it's always that one little moment that like unlocks you and then just allows you to unlock your full potential. That's what I feel like. That's what I hear from like a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're born into it or get lucky, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people need that moment if they're in a bad place,
Yeah.
and you had your moment, on that one day when you were looking in the mirror, and then from then on, you just didn't give up. That's what I heard.
Oh yeah.
Was even though week one went by, week two went by, week three went by, nothing, nothing, nothing. You stuck with it. You borrowed money. You literally did everything you had to do until you finally succeeded. You got that $157 check, and then from then on out, you had your proof of concept, and you're like, I'm gonna fucking crush this
Crush
now,
it.
and then you went all in.
All in.
So I like hearing that. I like hearing that. So this was probably what, December or
This
well,
was
January, let's say, of
January,
2017,
yeah,
right?
2007.
January 17. What happened those next 11 months of that year?
Okay.
What take us through that?
So now, even though you know how you'll hear people say, to become a millionaire, you must think like a millionaire, right?
Yeah,
So what happened with
yeah,
me was I'm making money, but I still don't really have that entrepreneur mindset. I still,
Ooh.
I'm still in a place of not understanding what it really is to invest in yourself. Even though I was purchasing these courses and spending so many time in diving into information, it it there wasn't a moment where I was looking at it like, oh, I'm investing in myself. I just felt like, okay, I'm just doing what I got to do. And I
Yeah,
remember
just paying to learn.
exactly. And then I remember I reached out to a buddy of mine, which is my one of my mentors and business partners. His name is Cater, and I remember reaching out to him. I'm saying like, listen, bro, I have an online store that's doing really good. I know you had plenty different stores before. I will fly out to Florida because I didn't live in Florida at the moment. I was like, I will fly
Yeah.
out to Florida, bro. I just need 2 days with you, please, please. And the good thing for me is that we already had a close relationship. I even told him like, listen, I'll pay for your time, and he was just telling me like, yo, you don't need to pay, bro. Like we're brothers. I'm like, no, I want to respect your time because I know people are paying thousands of dollars to be around you. So I said, listen, let me
Yeah.
just pay for your time. I want to spend at least just 2 days with you, please. And he was like, okay, come out. And boom, he starts sitting down and showing me some stuff. And this is the aha moment that I had again when it
Again,
to
number two.
when it came to investing in myself. And like I said,
Yeah.
the broke Chris back in the days, you couldn't get me to spend not even a dollar on a book. I don't think the
Yeah.
book showed me how to do $1 billion the next day. I'm not doing
You didn't believe in it.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
if you told me you go spend $1 on a bear, then yeah, I'm gonna do it pretty quick.
Yeah, he's
All
dope.
right.
Yeah.
So it just shows you the
Yeah.
mindset.
It's funny how that works.
So so next thing you know, he said, listen, Chris, I know you're out here for 2 days. There's going to be a private mastermind, a mansion mastermind that's happening 2 weeks from now. There's going to be other 6, 7 figure, 8 figure e-commerce entrepreneurs and other entrepreneurs that's going to be in that room.
Ooh.
If I were you, I would invest your money to get into that room. Then me not
How
knowing,
much was that?
I was like, so listen, I'm like, yeah, 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 I'm all in. And like, send me the details. How much is it? He was like,
Yeah.
it's going to be $3,000. I was like,
Okay. Yeah, it's not terrible,
it's
right?
not
Because I've heard
terrible,
of some,
but listen to where I'm
50,000
at.
and stuff. So it's not terrible.
In my
Yeah.
mind, that was terrible. For me,
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
because
Yeah. I keep,
this is
we make a lot of money. So the money loses value to me sometimes. So you're right. You're right. The 3,000 is a
so,
lot. That's a lot. That's a
so
lot. That's a
broke
lot. Yeah.
Chris during that time, I am mind blown, right? 30K in a month, never seen this before. I don't even have the mindset to
Yeah.
even comprehend what's happening right now. You understand? And the mindset that I
Yeah.
have is I'm trying to hold on tight to it as much as possible. And
Ooh.
if I
Yeah. It's a
am
bad
doing
mentality.
reckless spending, it's going to be justified. The same way how I justified me
Yeah.
spending $700 on bottles, knowing that that was my whole check, right?
Yeah.
So when he said,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm going to spend 3,000, this is how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like I'm about to give this person that I don't know $3,000 that he doesn't even have to work for. I'm just gonna enter a room and just give you $3,000 and that's it. That's how I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about
Yeah. You're not getting a product. You're not, you didn't get like, a
exactly,
car out of this. Nothing. Like you're not getting anything,
exactly.
but you are getting
I'm
something
getting
though.
something, but it didn't hit me at the moment because all I'm thinking
Yeah.
is I'm about to get into a room. Making you $3,000 richer. What am I going to get out of it? Not even realizing that, listen, you're going to be around millionaires. You've never been around millionaires. You're going to be around people
Ooh.
who are successful in the same field that you're in, doing better than you. You've never been around that. Understand,
Yeah.
Andy? I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I wasn't
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
raised in the most prestigious area. The only people that I knew that were doing 6 figures a month wasn't doing it legally. You understand? So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well,
so
I do actually. Yeah, I came from a very similar. Listen, I grew up in a white suburban area, right? But then during my college time, I had a little experience, and they said I had a hood pass back then. So, dude, I've been there. I didn't grow up doing it, but I spent a few years in that situation, so I know exactly where you're coming from, what you're talking about, and I know it's rough, man. For you to escape that and get to where you are today, or even just 4 or 5 years ago, dude, that's incredible. So
Yeah,
sorry, I
yeah, yeah.
cut you
No,
off,
no, no,
but
no. You good. You good.
yeah,
No, and that's what I'm trying to say is that the environment that I was brought up in, meeting people like that was like a fairy tale. You understand? It's like I
yeah,
never thought in my
yeah.
mind that I would end up having millionaires' contacts phone number on my phone and being making these
Ooh.
friends, these connections. It was mind blowing.
Dude, the network, man, that network that you built up, that was probably priceless.
Priceless. And this is why, you'll hear people say your network is your net worth, right? So imagine
Yes, yeah, yeah.
the more people you're connected to is like if me and Andy's working together, Andy is worth X amount of money. I know that we're worth that amount of money now. You understand? Because I know for a fact from
Yeah.
the value that you see in me and the value that you have as well. If let's say God
We can
forbid
all grow together.
exactly. God forbid if something was to go left, I already believe in Andy. I've seen Andy's track record. I know Andy can bounce back.
Yeah.
I'm an open book to you, bro. How
Yeah.
can I help you? You understand? But imagine if I didn't know
Yeah.
Andy. Imagine if I didn't pay that three thousand
Then you're
dollars to
stuck.
get in the room to meet
Yeah.
Andy. I'm by
Yeah.
myself. And I think we can all agree in this world of entrepreneurship, you need to be surrounded around like-minded people.
Oh, dude, that's what kind of unlocked like this. Like I wasn't doing that for the past few years, and I was just doing solo real estate basically. Doing very well,
Yeah.
one of the fast growing realtors of all time. But this year I literally adopted that mindset and everything changed for me.
Mm,
Once I started realizing, okay, my network is my net worth, literally I'm like rapidly growing every single day. I'm discovering something new, meeting a new, multi-millionaire. Like, dude, I mean the sky's the
oh
limit
yeah.
once you expand your mindset and realize the people you hang around with and the people that's going to directly impact your future. Like if you're hanging around with broke losers,
Mm.
you're going to be a broke
Oh
loser.
yeah, by
Like there's
default.
no way around that,
By
right?
default.
Dude, I've cut so many people out of my life,
Yeah.
and if anybody's watching this and it's one of you, no offense or anything like that, we can go grab a beer, but it's different, different times
Yeah.
right now. I'm on the upwards trajectory. If you're not on an upwards growth every single day,
Yeah.
like I don't want a part of it, man. I don't want
And
it.
and and, and
I'm not into it anymore.
leading into that, I'm happy you even brought that up. Like I said, that's the moment where I was like, okay, I'm going to invest in myself more. But that's the moment that I also had when I said that I will definitely let 2016 be the last year that I ever clock in for anybody. Now, because of e-commerce,
Yeah.
it sharpened up my game when it came to marketing, when it came to web designing and social media advertisement, digital marketing. It opened up so many other doors of skill sets and connections to the point where fast forward towards the ending of 2017, I said, you know what? I want to start coaching people, because with the
Whoa.
with the little
So
bit of the
you gave up the products?
say it again?
You gave up the products? I know you're
No,
selling products online.
no,
You gave that
didn't
up?
give that up. Let me put it like
Okay.
this. So, in during that time, if you were successful in the e-commerce space, you were very secretive on what exactly you were selling.
Oh,
Now,
you were doing
the
okay.
reason why is because it's one thing to just say, "Hey, Andy, I'm selling strapless bras," right? And
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that is.
right? And imagine
Strapless bra. All right, good. Yeah.
you're
For a
not
woman,
in
I don't
that
know.
space, right? So it doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
But now, if
Yeah.
if you are a person, because I was starting off with drop shipping, but if you're a person that's doing seven
Oh.
figures, six figures, right, a month or even a year, and I say that, yo, bro, check it out, I'm making X amount of money selling this product. Almost 9 times out of 10, all you thinking is like, oh wow, let me try to sell that product too. Now, what ended up happening is,
Yeah.
in order for you to be on top to dominate, the person who scales the fastest, the person who moves the quickest, will dominate that traffic for that specific niche, right? So now,
Oh.
what ended up happening is that my sales will start to plummet unless if I keep on pivoting, right? And
Oh, changing products.
changing products or even trying, because when you're drop shipping and you're just selling general products, it's not easy as people think to just find a winning product. And unfortunately,
Oh.
unfortunately, a lot of people that's out there when it comes to the drop shipping space, of course, because of videos that they're watching on YouTube, people make it seem so simple. There's ways that we can make it work, but it's more than just the 20% information that you're getting on YouTube. I would highly recommend if you're a
Yeah.
person that's trying to be successful in almost anything. It could be real estate, it could be e-commerce. The best way, if you want to fumble less, like invest in a mentor, somebody who's already where you want to be at, that can really guide you, so you can be able to, you know, have a cushion in a way of knowing, okay, what's the right way to
Oh,
go.
it saves time too, because listen, like I didn't believe in that, years ago. I literally didn't believe in it whatsoever, and I was like, oh, why do I need a mentor for? Why do I need somebody to teach me? Like, I'll just learn on my own, do it myself. But and hey, listen, it did work for me, but it took me so much goddamn time to get to that point where it's a shortcut. Like, if let's say just for me in general, and even you specifically, like if you had known what you knew today, you would have excelled way faster, right? I
Next
mean,
level.
that's probably true,
Next level.
dude. It's yeah, I mean, dude, like I just like I think it's like, you could do a small investment now. Let's just use small numbers, right? You could pay $10 now to make $100 tomorrow.
Hmm.
Like, why wouldn't you do that? You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Yes, you could do it on your own, but it's going to take you so much more time.
Yeah.
You're going to go through the struggles, the
Figuring
stresses,
out
the anxiety, the failures. Like, you're going to have to figure it out on your own,
on your
and you
own.
could save like years of your time by learning from somebody that's been there and done that already.
Exactly. Like it's more comforting. Like imagine you climbing Mount Everest and you dominating that already. And here I am getting ready to go for Mount Everest by myself. It's more comforting having someone who like you who already did that and say, Chris, listen, it's gonna be
Yeah.
tough climbing this mountain. It's going to be tough, but try to stay towards your left. And once you get to this point, go towards your right. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to feel tired when you get to this point. This is what's going to happen. You may get some cuts and stuff, but just try to stick through. Just push through, and you'll be able to make that. Now, when you tell me
'Cause
that, right? No, what you was about to say?
that guide, he's done it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times before that. He got to that level and he was like, shit, I can't go on anymore. Let me go back to base camp. Let me regroup myself. Let me come out the next day. He's done it and he's failed many, many times. That's how he learned how to get up there to the top.
Exactly. So now it's like now while I'm climbing it, and when I do have those moments where I do get cuts and bruises, I remember that Andy said, "Yeah, that's what's going to happen." You understand? Because now if I didn't know that was
That's
going to
normal.
happen, I could have took that as a sign to be like, "Oh no, I don't think I'm supposed to be climbing this mountain." So this is
Yeah. Too dangerous for me.
it's best.
Too risky for me. Let me go
Exactly,
back
right?
to my safe little, yeah.
So it's best, and this is why I tell people when it comes to entrepreneurship, we do not operate solely off of this is what I feel. You're supposed to operate off this is what I know. There has to be logics
Yeah.
behind. You understand?
Oh yeah.
Because when we're
Dude, it's
operating
all an if then statement.
exactly when we're operating like, well, I felt like this product was supposed to like no do you understand why it's not selling? If you don't have no logics, then go
Yeah.
back to the drawing board. You're not supposed to be speaking like that, but
Yeah, if it's not selling, there's a reason for it. It's not because the people that you're selling it to don't want to buy it. I mean, well, obviously that could be the reason, but like there's a deeper meaning behind it. Like you're doing something wrong.
exactly.
Like if there's a product out there that's a good product and it's selling for somebody else, like you're doing something wrong if it's not working for you.
Exactly. And that's like I said, that's the awareness that I ended up having as time was going on. And then one thing that really opened up my mind, I'm like, listen, if someone really truly wants to dominate the e-commerce space, you have to focus on building a brand. When you're around
Ah,
just selling a whole bunch of products. Now, let's say, for example, someone who probably have an Amazon store. That's a little bit different than Shopify, because Shopify is what I'm kind of just more so focused on. Amazon,
yeah.
the difference between Amazon and Shopify is that Amazon is a platform where you can place any type of products on there and people look for you, right? Say, for example, if you go on Amazon, if
Oh,
you want a comb, all you got to do is just type in comb and you see all of the vendors who are selling combs. Now on Shopify,
yeah, thousands of them.
exactly. Shopify is different. Shopify is that I put on my website that I'm selling combs, and then I have to go look or try to attract people who might be interested in buying a comb as well. So
Oh, so you gotta advertise
I have
it.
to advertise. I have to go fish for the traffic.
Ooh.
Where
Oh,
and
okay.
and here's another thing that people get twisted is that they think that Amazon is easier than Shopify or Shop. Like both of them have their own challenge. But the reason why I like Shopify specifically is that I can focus on building my own brand and I have control of that brand. Amazon, you're limited to what you have access to. For example, Amazon is not going to give you your customers' personal information, as in like emails and stuff, so you could be able to do email marketing. They're
Oh.
not going to let you take them off of Amazon to go to your website. They're very
Oh.
they hold on tight to that. They limit
Yeah, as they should,
as they should,
yeah,
right?
they
That's their
brand, they put their
platform,
name,
right?
yeah,
That's their platform. They're gonna keep
yeah.
you there. But now on Shopify, you are in control of your customers, as in like you
Mm.
have more leverage when it comes to really taking your business to the next level because I can sell a Shopify brand. For example, Kylie Jenner, her
Oh,
store, her
yeah, yeah, yeah,
her
yeah.
brand is hosted on Shopify. There's so many
I didn't know that.
yeah, there's so many big major brands that's hosted on Shopify. And the main big thing is okay, focus on building a brand. Okay, people struggle with what type of niche to get into. I'm gonna get deeper into that. But going back to
Yeah.
the year 2017, I started to coach people and seeing the blueprint that I was giving them and seeing it work for them, it was just like, hey, I'm onto something, you know? And from
So quick question then about the coaching then, because that's very interesting, right? So you figured out something that worked. You did it for like a year or so, and then that year, that 2017, how much did you actually make in that year?
oh man, 2017 was our first time crossing over $1 million in sales. Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah,
damn! So you made $1 million in
yeah,
sales in your
over a
first
million dollars
big year
for
of
sure.
doing this.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Wow, that's
mind blowing, man.
crazy.
And this is what I'll say too. It came with challenges. I don't want someone to hear me saying, "Oh, we did $1 million," and it was brutal because
Yeah.
you're still in the learning phase.
Well, you made your mistakes,
I'm
man.
talking about
Yeah, you made
from
your mistakes. You failed and failed and
merchant
failed, and you
account
finally figured it out.
exactly, trying to figure it out. Merchant accounts getting shut down. So many things was going left, but is that push like, okay, I can't give up. And plus, what made it easier too is having a supportive community of other entrepreneurs pushing you like, listen, bro, this is normal. I keep on going, I know for a fact,
Because of the masterminds you went to and stuff. Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Because that's how you got the community.
exactly. And from there, like I said, I'm like, it got to a point where I always felt like my bigger purpose in life was to help people, and I was grateful
Yeah.
enough to be in a position where I'm in. I'm like, hey, why keep this information to myself? Even if I'm not
Ooh.
out here sharing exactly, okay, I'm selling this product, whatever it is, but I can guide you on how you can be able to take your business to the next level. So from there, man, I helped so many hundreds of people. I created a YouTube channel. And with that YouTube channel, I started to post up videos just telling my story and talking about e commerce. And from YouTube alone, so many people started to reach out to me, wanting to work with me and stuff. Of course, I did the same thing like any other digital marketer. I had the courses, all of that stuff. And then,
Well, that's probably how you got into coaching, right? Because you made the YouTube channel and people started reaching out saying, "Hey, Chris, this is really awesome. Do you
yeah,
have anything else? Like, can you give me some one-on-one advice and stuff?" And you were like, "Oh, wait a minute. Maybe
yeah,
I should start like actually charging
exactly.
people to give them advice, right?" It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
probably
yeah.
came from that. That's exactly what happened to me.
And here's a big thing that I caught from there. I was on YouTube giving free valuable information, right?
Yeah,
And
just want to give back.
and of course, I'm sure you can agree to this. Our time is valuable. So, when we're giving this free information on YouTube is because we had free time to go ahead and record, do our research and put this value out there. Now, you would have those people that would reach out and be like, "Hey, Andy, I would love a one-on-one with you." Now, understand Andy's still a business person. He's still a person that got stuff to take care of, whatever it is. Andy would literally have to either drop the stuff that he's doing to give you his free time. So of course,
Yeah,
if Andy's charging you for his time, and you know that that time that you're going to spend with Andy is not going to be wasted. It is an investment. It's going to like why not do it? So what I used to always tell people is that listen, I have free value on YouTube that can still help you take it to the next level. But of course, if you want to
100%.
dive deeper, then of course I have coaching. Now,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there,
It's for the in-depth stuff, the 5, 6 hours of all
exactly.
that, step-by-step stuff that, you can't put on
And
YouTube,
believe it
obviously.
believe it or not, Andy, I had people from my free value that was able to do 6 figures plus just from my free
Oh
value,
yeah.
you know?
Dude, I believe it.
And
I believe it. I did the same thing for rentals. I started teaching rentals on YouTube and people started saying, "Oh, I'm making 5, 10 grand a month now. Do you have
amazing,
anything more?" And I'm like, that's how my coaching was born. I was like, "All right, like sure, like I'll
amazing.
give you even more info."
Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And it just, like I said, it opened up so many different avenues for me. And from there, we just been focusing on helping people get into the e-commerce space, even if you're a beginner or even if you have experience, just really helping you take it to the next level and helping people establish brands. There's so many ways that you can establish your brand. You know, I more so focus on people who are in like the hair care or the skincare industry or even health and fitness.
Oh,
Like,
salon
yeah,
products. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And the beauty about it,
Okay.
you know, just to give a golden tip out there for anybody who's thinking about
Yeah.
getting into e-commerce, like, it's best if you're building a brand. Number one, you know, who purchases the most? Women, right? So building
True.
building
That's
a
true.
brand that caters to them. And if you're selling a hair care or a skincare product, think about it. Majority of hair care and skincare products need to be replenished because they keep on using it, right? And because it's
Yeah.
being replenished, that is a customer that becomes a reoccurring customer, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure whoever's watching this right now, you probably have specific toothpaste that you will only use, or you probably have a
Hells
specific
yeah.
type of brands of shampoo that you will only use,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
so
Once it runs out,
you have to go back. Like now,
you gotta get more. Yeah.
imagine if I sold this product. You're not coming back, bro. You
Yeah.
you just bought this and that's it. You understand?
That's it.
But now
One and done.
if I sell you this hair cream, right? If I sell you this hair cream, once it's done and you like what it's doing for you, you're gonna be like, oh man, let me go get some more hair cream. And guess what?
Yeah.
If it's giving you results, you're gonna be like, man, let me go tell my mom about it.
Tell your
You
friends.
understand?
Yeah, I knew you were. Yep, dude.
So
That is genius advice for anybody listening right now that wants to start any kind of like Shopify, Amazon like products. Like, did you just hear that advice right there? Like he's saying, don't go after the items. Like don't sell this microphone because they're gonna need it one time. Like if you're the manufacturer, great. Good for you. But if you're not the manufacturer of this microphone, do not sell it on Amazon or Shopify because you're not gonna make as much money as if you go and sell like a bottle of wine or something. I don't know if you can sell bottles of wine, but just a usable product,
exactly.
like he was saying, like a thing of toothpaste or like, some shampoo, anything that you could replenish, even like probably even like candy or
Yeah.
something, like anything that's just like whatever it is that they're going to go back and buy from you again, as long as they like your customer service and they like your product, that's where you want to start.
Yes. Yes. Like everything you're saying, you're hitting it right on the nose. And like I said, once we started to
And I've never even done this before. I've never done this before either.
well,
So
you sound like
yeah,
an e-commerce coach,
I'm
bro.
just picking up the pieces of you. Yeah, I'm just picking up I'm very good at problem solving.
I see. I
I
see.
see things, I can put them together, very, very quickly.
Nah, definitely. And like I said, from that 2017 when I started that, since then I've just been helping people in the e-commerce space, and from the skill sets that I learned within e-commerce, I've been able to help even people who are offering either even services online or coaching and stuff. So I mean, there's many different things that I do, within the online space. But
And then I'm just curious then too, because so you started the coaching, and I'm sure that's probably going like amazingly well. This is like probably 2018, but then you kept doing the products, like you didn't stop the
yeah,
products, right? This was just like a subsidiary
yeah,
business that you just did in addition to it. So like, all right, then I'm super freaking curious. So 2017 went amazing for you, made over a mil, and what about 18? Like what happened in like 18?
okay. So now how about this? Now going back to the products. 18, things started to really take a shift. There was different things happening on Facebook ads, social media ads. A lot of things, it wasn't as easy as it was before, right?
Oh,
So I was always bumping into hiccups when it came to like my online
okay,
stores. Um,
yeah.
but the thing that I still took joy and pride in was helping my coaching students, because I seen how they was flourishing selling the different stuff that they're selling. And I was really doing everything on my own. I'm not gonna lie, I was doing everything on my
You
own.
never
I
team.
didn't I didn't
Okay, you never
other
team.
than maybe VAs that I hired to do the fulfillment and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like I still was trying to learn the structure of building the team. But I
Yeah.
just always felt, for me, and I mean, this is not for everybody, but for me, I just felt it easier to just help people doing it. And then as time went on, what I did was I used to partner up with the client, where it would be like, maybe I take a certain
Oh,
percentage, I could be your partner, but they're doing the work. I'm showing them how to structure and everything. And it became easier for me that way
yeah.
as well. So I was just like, okay, I didn't really
Okay.
want to do the product so much because, like I said, I was dealing with a lot of hiccups, but it was easier just having somebody else do it, right? And so I kind of
Yeah.
stopped from selling products myself. I more so just help people
Got
with
it.
whatever products that they were.
You would I get it. You would basically just tell them like, all right, this is the products that we're gonna do, or like you're gonna do, and I'm gonna guide you through it.
Yeah,
Then you'll take a little cut of it.
exactly. Or
Yeah, and then the whole philosophy is like you got to take one step back and take two steps forward. So even though it sounds like you probably made less money in 18, I'm sure it got to a point where you started making even
oh
more than
yeah,
that because you're building for your future.
for sure. Because as time start going on, of course, people who did want, I started to slow down on the coaching too, right? Now this is where it gets crazy, bro. 2018,
Yeah,
I'm working directly with people who want a lot of my time, or they want me to help them in their business, because there was people who already were selling and they just needed help, right?
oh,
So
yeah,
we made a deal,
just a fine tune.
right? And we was able to make a deal where it's like, okay, I'm gonna guide you and showing you how to do this, till death do us part, or whatever the contract is, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
2019, I mean, oh yeah, just so I could put this out there, 2017, me and my wife, we ended up getting married. E-commerce changed our
Oh
life and
yeah, good.
everything. I forgot to mention
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
The ending of
yeah, yeah.
2017, we was able to do that. E-commerce definitely changed the game for me. Now, 2018, like I said, still trying to get a hold of things. We shifting, doing different things, coaching people and all of that.
Another learning
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
2019, my wife ended up giving birth to our beautiful twins. Right?
Ooh,
Life
congrats,
is
congrats.
crazy. Thank
Nice,
you, man.
man.
Thank
The
you.
the the kids are screaming in the background before.
Yes, yes.
That
So
yes.
that definitely changed the game for me. And then from there, we're just like, okay, because I started to take breaks from coaching now. I didn't want to do coaching anymore.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do
Ooh,
digital marketing
you and your family.
and be with
Yeah.
my family and stuff, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I was running away from doing e-commerce coaching. I was still
Ooh,
doing. I got back into selling products myself, but I didn't really want to
yeah,
deal with people. I wanted my time to be with the kids and stuff. And then
yeah.
fast forward,
So
man.
you had made a lot of money, right? So you
Exactly.
had made a lot of money at this point, and you were like, kind of. It actually, it seems like to me, it made you a little bit
Oh
comfortable making
yeah,
all that money. Is
yeah.
that like accurate?
That's definitely what it was. And like I said,
Wow.
because of the.
So that's why money could be a
Oh yeah,
curse.
it could be a curse. It could definitely be a curse. I remember there's so many different skill sets that I learned during that time that
Yeah,
people were. I had different offers helping people who was probably coaches that wanted to get more clients for whatever it is stuff that they had going on.
yeah,
I was helping people who wanted to get into the digital space of selling their own courses. So I had different offers where I was like, I'd rather just focus on this, but not knowing that, I mean, at the same time, e-commerce was still, right there, right? It's a big part of me, but I just wanted to kind of like detach myself. I don't know why, but I just ended up
yeah,
detaching
yeah,
myself as being known as the e-commerce guy. But
yeah, yeah.
it's 2021 that came. When 2021 came, something shifted, and I said, you know what?
Again, okay.
Like I remember I invested into a mentorship. This mentorship cost me about 6 figures to get into. And listen,
Six. I damn near spit out my water. Six figures. What?
it was a
Wait,
hundred
how
k.
much? How much?
It was a hundred
Six
k.
figures. Shit.
It
Damn.
was
That's a lot of
a
money.
mentorship, and the crazy thing about this
Damn.
mentorship, they focus on showing you how to do 6 figure days and
Woo. 6 figures. That's 100 grand a day.
100 grand a day. And I
Whoa.
was
That'd be nuts.
during that time. During that time, I was in a place where I was just like, okay, I wanted to just pivot, right, from doing what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I need to take what I'm doing more serious. And like you said, sometimes money can make you comfortable, and then you have to have a moment with yourself, like, listen, the stuff that's happening for you is not always going to be forever. It's not always going to go well forever.
I
So you
know.
got to be able to
Things can
on
change fast.
changing, right? and I invested. I went all in, bro, all in, betting on myself, not knowing
Hells yeah.
how this is going to
Again,
go.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I dominated in that mentorship because I told myself, like, listen, you are paying this money, and you are going to have to bet on yourself to get yourself to
Yeah.
that next level. And
You had skin in the at that
oh
point.
yeah, and I remember my mentor, her name is Eileen. My mentor was like, Chris, okay, so tell me, what do you do, and who do you help? All right, it was something like that. Yeah, what do you do? Do you help? I couldn't even give a proper answer because I was trying to hide from the e-commerce. Remember, I was in a place where I was trying to detach myself as the e-commerce guy. So I was like, "Oh, I do digital marketing, and I also do social media marketing, and I help coaches and people who want to get clients." Like, I was all over the place, and she was like, Chris, what do you do, and who do you help? And I'm like, well, I do this, I do that, this, and the third. And then she was like, okay, what have you sold helping people in a specific niche? What's the most money you made, like, with your service? And I was just like, oh, well, I
Yeah.
used to do e-commerce coaching. And then she was like, okay, well, you're an e-commerce coach that help people build successful e-commerce businesses, right? And I was like, yeah. It's like I didn't want to own the title because I don't know why I was trying to detach myself from being the e-commerce guy. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah. I
that,
mean, you're doing well.
yeah. And she was like, yeah, we're gonna stick to that. That's what you're doing. And I was just like, okay. And I started to take it more serious. And one thing that she told me, bro, and this is what really woke me up to be like, whoa, what were you thinking? She said, shame on you for keeping this information to yourself, knowing that someone out there is praying to find a person like you so you can give them the information. I had
Oh.
such a guilty moment. She was like, you're doing
Yeah.
yourself and everybody else a disservice by not putting your offer out there. And you know you're good at it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Yeah.
And that was my next being woke moment,
Aha moment.
aha moment. And
Another one.
and then
Like,
from
woman.
there, moving on, I got back into it, and from there, I got connected with some amazing people, like Leo, which is our mutual friend, Leo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Love Leo.
I was able to connect with him as well. We worked on a lot of different stuff together, giving people the opportunity to get into the e-commerce space and just helping more brands and stuff. So overall, man, e-commerce changed my life. I'm happy for the struggles that I went through to get me to where I was at, because growing up, my parents told me that I was going to be a doctor when I grow up, and I was terrible
Oh.
in school. So my mom was like,
Yeah, but that was good motivation though. I
my,
like
my
that
mom
though.
was like, well, maybe you should be a nurse, right? And
Okay.
growing up
Just
in
a little
school,
downgrade.
growing up in school, I always, if the teacher asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I told them what my parents wanted me to be when I grow up. And then after
Oh,
I graduated high school, I had a moment with my mom, and I said, Mom, I don't want to be any of that. I want to become a computer engineer. And that's what I strongly believed
yeah.
in. And life played its part. And fast forward,
Yeah. Yeah.
going from the guy that was supposed to be a doctor, going from the guy that was supposed to be a nurse, going from the guy that was supposed to be a computer engineer, now I'm a full blown entrepreneur, and a successful
Dude,
one at that too.
yeah.
And
That because you don't know what you want to be when you're younger. You might have an idea of what you want to be, but first of all, you don't even have any clue until you try it,
yeah,
right? You got to try something. I mean, it might sound nice, like, oh, I want to be a lawyer, I want to go to outer space, be an astronaut. Like, how do you know that? Like,
exactly.
you don't know that. It might look cool and everything, but once you try and get into the nitty gritty, you might hate it and be like, no, 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 this is not for me at all. So that's like one of the biggest things I always tell people is just like try new
Yeah.
things. Like, if you think you're gonna like something, it sounds like appealing to you, give it a shot, right? And if it doesn't work out, move on to the next
Oh
thing.
yeah, 100%, man. And like I said, the it just changed my life, man. I went from, this is what I thought I was going to be, and this is who I am now. I would have never thought 10 years ago that this is how my life would look. These are the people that I would be around. I would get into certain rooms, meeting certain people. I was able to
Yeah, driving Ferraris and
drive
Lambos
Ferraris
and
and
fucking
Lambos,
mansions and
like
eating, $400 steak dinners.
exactly right.
It's a nice life. It's not a bad
I was
life.
able.
Wait, I got a
Yeah,
question
yeah.
though.
Go ahead.
I got a question. I got a question. So you had a 6-figure day where you spent 6 figures, but I think I remember you telling me last time you made 6 figures in a day. I don't know if I
Actually,
honestly I can't remember if you talked about that.
Actually,
Did you, what?
this is the one of the awards that I received in
Ooh,
the
sweet.
mastermind that I was in. As you can see, it says six
Yeah.
figure day award. So you cannot receive
Ooh.
this award if you don't make at least $100,000 in one day. This was another award that I received in that mentorship, where as you
Damn.
hold up, it's a little blurry, but I did
Little blurry. Yeah.
25K day award, right? So that means if you sold anywhere
Yeah.
25K and above, up to $999,999, you will receive this award right here. So I crushed it in that mentorship. That when
How
I did my
how I want to hear how you did that,
okay,
right? Like, how did you make the 100,000, plus? How much was it
it was
exactly in a day?
$133,000 that I did in one day. So just to keep the
It's a lot.
the breakdown short, basically inside the mentorship, they show you how to craft high ticket offers. So
Okay.
if you're a person who is trying to um, do these type of numbers fast, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still a strategic way on doing it because
Yeah, and I want to preface this really quick. I want to preface this really quick for anybody that's like listening about this and be like, "Oh, I can sell something for $80,000, $100,000, $30,000." No, no, you can't do that, right? You can't do that. Listen, you because what you did that somebody might be kind of forgetting is you spent years of your time and effort and thousands of
yeah,
hours of learning something first. You've mastered something first, then you did the damn
oh yeah,
thing, and then you're able to go out and teach people. You know what I mean? It's not like you just woke up one day and it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna
oh
sell
nah,
something for 30 grand."
not at
No, no,
all,
no, 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 not even
not
close.
at
You
all.
spent
Yeah,
years mastering
we put
something
in
and
work.
becoming an expert. So I just wanted to say that
Oh
real
yeah,
quick, before you get
yeah,
into it.
yeah, yeah. No, we put in work, man. When so like I said, it was focused on teaching you how to do 6 figure day. They teach you how to do 6 figure days through doing virtual events. So
Yeah.
so imagine doing like a 4 hour masterclass, and you walk out of that 4 hour masterclass with over $100,000 in your hands. I think if you ask
It's not bad.
anybody, would you work 4 hours to make $100,000? Yeah,
It sounds like 25 grand an hour to me.
exactly right.
Sounds pretty good to me.
So
That sounds very good.
so basically, like I said, to keep the framework short, we were we were taught to how to do that by creating a high ticket offer. So when it comes to creating a high ticket offer, you need to create an offer that's so irresistible that is like it will be stupid to say no. Matter of fact, one of the books that was recommended to me in the process of creating my high ticket offer is this book right here. It's called $100 Million Offer
Ooh.
by Alex Hermosi. I'm not here to promote his book. I'm not getting paid for
Oh,
it either. But
shit.
I'm just telling
Yeah.
you, right?
No, but
Some of the resources that I was able to use, that book right there was genius, and it played a big part in me creating my high ticket offer. Um,
wait a minute. So you read $100 million offers by Alex Hormozy, and then that's when you kind of like transformed yourself into selling these big
it,
packages?
it it played its part because I was already getting the guidance in the mentorship that I was in, but that was like the icing on the cake, which I strongly recommend. I don't care
Damn.
in what field that you're in. I don't care if you are
I gotta buy it.
real estate. I don't care if you're selling courses. I don't care if you're a coach. I don't care if you are a doctor. That book right there, it's amazing. It's amazing. It will really help you craft whatever offer that you're offering. And my
I'm gonna buy it, man. I'm gonna
for
buy it. Yeah, I'm
sure,
gonna
for
do it.
sure.
I'm gonna do it. So wait, so because I know a lot of people, like I mean, Alex Hormozy is amazing and
Oh yeah.
everything, but you would say like he's the real deal
Oh
then.
yeah. No, no, no. Alex Hormozi is the godfather. The thing that I like about Alex Hormozi is
Wow.
that he his approach to teaching people is way different from the average person. As in, he does not he does not sell coaching or courses. He literally gives you all of the information that helped them make millions of dollars. And the reason why he gives you that information is because he wants you to make millions of dollars to eventually work with him personally so he can help you take your business to hundreds of millions of dollars. just like how
I
he's
get it.
done.
But he does do that is coaching. He's I
Exactly.
know what he's doing,
But
right?
he want
Because
equity.
it is coaching. He he wants the big coaching. He wants you to
Exactly.
pay him, $5 million after he made you already, $10 million.
Exactly.
I see what he
Ex
does. He's still coaching, but he gives it away for free first, and that's a genius
Super
freaking strategy. He's
genius.
given
And not everybody's willing to do
that's
something like
genius.
that. Not everybody's willing to do something like
Yes,
that,
yeah.
you know? But,
You do,
that
yeah, because it's risky. 'Cause how about if they don't come back to you, right?
exactly.
But dude, I mean, he's like you said,
Yeah,
Godfather.
Godfather. So I ended up crafting my e-commerce offer, and I remember just from conversations I was having with people who were interested in e-commerce, just from me having conversation, people were already showing interest in my offer without me trying to sell them. So that was already an indication to me, was like, oh shoot, I think I do have a good offer in my hand. Remind you, my offer was for 25,000. This was back in
Yeah.
2022, entering 2022. And I was like, yo, I think I can do this. So I started to get the guidance, get the teaching on, okay, how exactly to do this, how exactly to do this. And I remember my first virtual event, bro, I made no money. It was like 6 people in my virtual room. Didn't make any money at all. But I wanted to at least just throw myself out there, even though I know I wasn't fully equipped with everything that I need. But listen, in order for you to learn, you have to mess up. You have to mess up. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to mess up. Don't be afraid to fail, because that is what's going to help you become better. My next virtual event, I had more people in the room, but I still failed, right? But at least now I learned how to bring more people in the room. Now it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
how can I craft how I'm approaching people about.
How'd you get him in? How'd you get the people
All
in?
right, so there's different ways that you can get people into your virtual room. Of course, you can sell tickets by maybe running ads or teaming up with people who probably already have your audience, right? And what do I mean by that?
Well, other influencers.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
influencers and stuff. Like let's say, for example, if I follow somebody on social media that have a following where everybody in that following is interested in just investing in anything, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
means that they're not focused on e-commerce, but everybody who's following them is just looking for business opportunities. I can reach out to him and be like, hey, check it out. I'm
Oh.
doing a free masterclass, or I'm doing this paid masterclass, however you want to put it. I would love to talk to your audience that's interested in business opportunities. Right? I want to present.
What's it for them?
I want to offer them to come in. Like, let's say, for example, you could tell the person like, it's $17 or $27 to attend this event. I'm willing to give you 100% of the ticket sales. This is just some strategy. Now, listen,
Whoa.
the
Damn.
reason why I don't care about the $27, and I'll tell you why. Of course, if I received the
Oh.
$27, it would be good, right?
It's cool.
but
Yeah.
but this is going to giving that person who have my audience the $27 makes it more acceptable to come introduce you to their audience. You understand? Imagine.
Oh, you're incentivizing them.
Exactly. Imagine if I only have 1,000 followers, and now I'm approaching you, Andy, who have 52,000 followers, right? I have to think, okay,
Yeah.
why? How can I make it worth it for your time, right? You have my audience, so now I can say, like, listen, this is what I do, Andy. I help real estate agents get qualified leads, right? And I want to give value to your audience, right? Especially if that's not an offer that you're already offering to them, right? I'm like, hey, I want to come
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
I'm doing this virtual event. I'm charging $27 for people to come in. Is it okay if, like, what, since you got 52 thousand people in there, what if we got at least maybe 1% or 10% of those people to purchase that $27? Do the math, right? Of course, once you do the math, you're like, oh shoot, I'm looking at extra five
Yeah.
figures doing nothing. All I got to do
It's free money.
is
Just for a little
introduce
shout out.
Chris to my audience and let him talk to them. That's
Yeah.
easy. And I just tell them a
Yeah.
call to action. Hey,
Yeah.
if you want to jump on this free masterclass, or if you want to jump on this masterclass, go to .com and we'll get you in. And of course, from there is like, hey, Andy, here's your check. This is how many people came in. Or of course, there's more back end
Wow.
stuff that we can talk about, but just
Yeah.
for the sake of time, so you could be able to
Yeah.
see the sales coming in. It's easy money. Now, what happened is, the reason why I don't care about the $27 is that Now I know that people who are inside of my event are paid people.
Mm,
That's number one. You did the action of pulling out your card so you can make the transaction. I want you to be in this room because now I know that
they're showing
the
up.
likelihood of you showing up is pretty high, and the likelihood
Yeah,
of you possibly end up taking on my offer at the end is pretty high as well. Now,
because they're gonna pay attention.
exactly. So now here I am. Once you enter my masterclass, of course, me strategically laying down the platform, I start getting into the value, making you feel the value. I'm getting into stories so I can make you really understand what we have to provide. At the end of it, I go ahead and pitch you this program or this mentorship or this coaching or this opportunity that I have. And of course, making you understand that this is a high ticket offer, right? And from there, they go
Yeah,
ahead, do an application. We jump on the call. And if everything goes where it's supposed to go, we start closing some people. So I remember when on my third virtual event, I had about 20 something people in the room. And I think when I made my pitch, of what I have to offer. It was about maybe like 15 or 16 people in the room. And we had maybe, let's say, like 7 applications or something like that. And from there, I think we closed about 4 to 5 people for it.
yeah,
So in case somebody is saying like, well, where did the $33,000 came from if your stuff is going for 25? So our offer was
yeah.
going for anywhere between
I was thinking
yeah,
that.
yeah. So this is what it was. It was going for anywhere between 25 to 40K, right? And
Oh,
where the 33
you had levels and packages. Yeah,
where
yeah,
the
yeah.
33 came from was one of the clients that were that was coming in. I ended up giving her a discount. I ended up giving her a discount. I didn't have to, but it's because she was already in
Yeah.
another high ticket coaching that I had. So I
Credit, a little credit.
yeah,
Yep,
so I
yep,
was
yep.
like, listen, I'm gonna take 7K off because she was joining my 40K one. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna take
Yeah,
7K off. Just pay 33.
yeah.
You could use that 7K to go towards, marketing or whatever it is.
Even
And
yeah.
that's how it was.
Oh,
So yeah,
and and it
it
worked. It
worked.
worked.
So
It worked. I mean, dude, that's yeah. How could you beat that?
you beat that.
Like you can't beat that. You're giving back all your value. People are making money off of what you're giving. Like you're giving them very, very valuable knowledge, information, like accountability. You're giving them like, call to action, like do this, do that, like homework and stuff. And then they're doing it and then they're making money too. Like I don't know. I just think it's like the same thing as going to college,
Yeah,
right? Like you go to college, you pay what, like 40 grand a year, 30 grand a year, something like that. Then you get out after 4 years after spending now you're like $100,000 in debt, and then what do you got to show for it? A
exactly.
40, $50,000 a year job. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like this whole like coaching stuff is starting to make more and more sense to me. When I swear to God, man, like this time last year, I didn't believe in it. I literally
wow.
did not believe in coaching whatsoever. Dude, if you had told me last year I would be coaching real estate agents, I'd be like, you're fucking nuts. I don't believe in it. Doesn't work. It's not for me. No chance it would ever happen. And then, like everything you're just saying, like it just makes sense. Like hearing your story and everything. Like I honestly, man, I thought it was a scam. I thought people were just coming in there and just being like, oh, do this, do this, do this. You're gonna make a lot of money. But I wasn't thinking about the back end and the years of trial and error and struggle that
Yeah,
they had to do to get to that point. Like they're just teaching you everything that they already learned and giving you a massive, massive shortcut so you don't have to do the same thing. Like I never thought
yeah,
about that. So it's kind of interesting, like, after you explained it like so eloquently for the past like hour, I'm like, all right, this is making a lot more sense. And probably the reasons why I got into it too without even thinking
yeah,
about it.
yeah. Now, listen, man. I remember before I used to look at it the same way, as in like these people are scammers. Like
Yeah, remember, you wouldn't spend a dollar on
I
a book.
wouldn't
Remember,
spend
I
a
heard you.
dollar on
Yeah,
a
you said
book,
the same
bro.
thing
I'm the
before.
guy
Yeah,
that
I
wouldn't
remember
spend
that.
a
Yeah,
dollar on a
yeah,
book, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and
yeah.
this is what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. I know somebody could be watching this and be like, well, there's still scammers out there. I mean, of course, make sure you do your research, right?
100%.
Do
Yeah,
your research.
yeah, yeah.
Don't
Dude,
just
there could be yeah, there could be scammer insurance agents out there. Like dude, there's
exactly.
it's just they're all over the flipping
They're
place.
all
Like
over
it
the
doesn't
place.
matter what industry you're in, they're out there. Yeah.
Exactly. But at the same time, you'll know how to separate the real from the fake. You understand? Like really like
Yeah.
what I tell people is like even when I am talking about my e-commerce services or coaching, whatever it is, even when I'm on the phone with people, man, I'll tell them straight up, listen, you do not have to work with me, right? I would rather you find someone that you feel comfortable with, someone that you feel that you can
Yeah.
connect with, someone that you feel like
Yeah.
okay, okay, I feel like this is the right person to work with. Because what ended up happening is that I'm a person I do not like to feel that you're feeling pressured to work with me. No, not at all. Because we end up this conflicts and it puts you in a place so you can try to put the accountability as in like for you to not take accountability for the stuff that you're not doing. You know, that there's people that will say, like, well, I invested this and I still didn't make any money. Then you'll be like, well, have you been showing up to the coaching
Oh,
calls? Have you
yeah.
actually been
Yeah.
through all of the course materials? Have you actually been executing what we're telling you? And
Yeah.
10 times out of 10, bro, is usually like, well, I watched the first few videos, or well, I didn't
Yeesh.
apply all of this, or oh, I've been too
Yeesh.
busy. Well, that is not the problem.
Yeah. Uh,
Imagine
no.
for the people who
No.
go to
And of
school,
course it didn't
you know,
work.
imagine going to real estate school. I mean, I don't know what it's called, but imagine going to real estate school,
But I got
and remember, you're going to the school so you could be able to get your license, right? I'm
yeah.
so now imagine someone pay X amount of money to get the course or the teaching so they could be able to get their license
Pass the test.
and
Yeah.
to pass
Yep.
the test, right? And then
And they only read one chapter.
here you are going back to the
And then they wonder why they failed the
yeah, and
test.
then you going back to the instructor or wherever it is and be like, man, I want my money back because it's not
Yeah.
working for me. Well, it doesn't
Yeah.
work like
Yeah. I
that.
failed the test.
Like
Yeah.
imagine going to
Nah,
school
man.
or
You didn't put the
college
work in.
and doing the same thing. It doesn't work.
I got a good one too. So like even this is something like super relatable, right? Like imagine going to the gym, and you pay a personal trainer and then you don't show up for the personal training sessions. And then when you're there, you're on your phone, you're half-assing it, you're not really doing the proper reps and everything. And then at the end of like a month or two, you tell the personal trainer, I don't have a six-pack. What the hell's going on? I want my money back.
I
Well,
love that
dude,
example.
you didn't put the work in, right?
That's
Like
a
you didn't
good
put the work in. You
example.
didn't show up. You were eating pizza at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, come on. Like, what do you want? Like that's a you problem,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
I mean, you give people the tools, and you gotta expect them to at least like show up and try and execute,
Exactly.
and like put their effort into it. Like I don't know, I think the whole thing is like mind blowing to me how people, these days they just want it handed to them on
Oh
a
yeah.
silver platter and don't expect to do
At
any
all.
of the work. Like, dude, getting rich is not supposed to be easy. And you know this, like all the struggles that you said you were like partially suicidal at one point because it was so much stress and anxiety. Like, dude, it's not supposed to be
At
easy.
all.
Like, if it was supposed to be easy, every single human being, there's like 7 billion humans on the planet, we would all be filthy rich driving around Bugattis,
Bro.
Like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like, you got to put the effort in.
Imagine, just like really imagine. And listen, I tell people all the time, the road of entrepreneurship, it's not an easy road, but at the same time, it's not hard if you have the right system
Hells
around
no.
you. You have
Yeah, dude.
like every successful thing has a system. So, what is a successful system for an entrepreneur? Number one is, of course, your community, who you're surrounding yourself around. Imagine during those moments where things were going left for me in my business, when those merchant accounts was getting shut
Yeah.
down and I'm having problem with products that's not being shipped on time. Imagine if
You might as well quit.
imagine if I even went to my 9 to 5 friends and to tell them, express to them all the stuff that's going bad. What do you think the first advice that they're gonna give me? They're gonna say, Chris,
Come back to your job.
how about like maybe you should just leave it for a while? I see how much this is stressing you.
Yep.
Like maybe you should just go to your job
Yep.
for a bit and then after that, you could come back around. That is going to be their
Yeah.
go-to. But me going to
Dude.
my entrepreneur friends, once I tell them, like, guys, yo, this is what I'm going through, this is what's happening. The first thing is, Chris, wake up. You an entrepreneur. If things are broken, we're put on earth to fix it. We find
Yeah.
solutions to problems. So, okay.
You know, you know what my favorite saying is? I didn't come up with this.
Yeah.
It was through like some kind of I think Andrew Tate podcast or something. It's if you have a problem, the guy's saying was yes please give me another.
Mm,
Okay, and the yes please being like yes, I'll take all your problems, and the give me another is give me a chance to solve my problem, to execute my problem, to fix it, to fulfill
yes.
myself, to know that I can do it. I challenge myself, I solve the issue, and now I can move on to the next thing. Like I adopted that philosophy. I had one of my, and I've had a bunch of aha moments just like
Mm-hmm.
you, and that was one of them too. Is because I used to get so freaking upset about
Oh
problems.
yeah.
I would literally sit there like not crying, but like I would be upset and like just like angry for days at a time. If I lost like a real estate deal, let's say it was like a big, $10,000-15,000 commission, and I lost a deal in like the 10th hour, like right before it was about to close, I lost that deal. I'd be upset for a week or two. Like literally, I'd be like moping around. I'd be doing my work and stuff, but like I'd be moping around, sad and upset, like just not myself for like a long time after until I adopted that philosophy. Yes, please give me
Yeah.
another. Okay, great. My I just lost my deal. Big deal. So what? I'm gonna get another one, right? Like it wasn't meant to be. Like I adopted a brand new philosophy behind that and realized that life's all about problems. And the more you can solve the
Yeah.
problems, the richer you're going to be
Yeah,
and
for
the
sure.
happier you're going to be because you're going to feel like you're getting something done. You're going to feel like you're accomplished.
No. Everything you're saying is facts, bro. And that's really what it came down, even for me. I remember I used to always hear my buddies around me saying, like, Chris, you can't be afraid to mess up. Like, like you have to. Like, if you think that things are gonna keep on being the way
Oh,
it
it's a
is, like
necessity.
you have to, right? And just going back to that whole thing, like I said, having that system of the community is what keeps me going. Because it's like, okay, your merchant account is not working. Okay, go find another one, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Let's get back to work. One of the things that I had to do is, like, I reached the point when I'm like, man, I'm really trying to reach to the next level. 2020, I ended up leaving the state of New York to come out to Florida, you know? And
Ooh,
it wasn't even
yeah.
coincidentally, to tell you the truth, coincidentally, it was literally right before COVID, but it was not COVID motivated at
Ah,
all. It was not COVID
yeah.
motivated, but
Yeah.
but I had to leave my environment because I knew my environment was
Ooh.
also holding me back. I had to leave the environment and really put myself into close proximity of the people who's thinking like me, who's doing the stuff that I'm doing,
Yeah.
because it I was able to focus more. And a lot of people, you might be watching this right now, maybe there is that business venture that you're thinking about doing, and the only reason why you're not doing it is because you are surrounded around people that is putting their fears on you, like
Yeah, they're risk averse. They don't want to take any risk, play it
exactly,
safe.
and
Never gonna get rich if you play it safe.
and the way that they try to justify it. I mean, the person who's giving you the advice is probably, maybe it's really not coming from a place to hold you back, right? But we need to understand
Yeah, they're
it's
not trying to sabotage you.
exactly, but it's coming from a person who never even taught like this,
Mhm.
I mean, thought like this,
No,
never even done this before, So
no. Yeah, they don't know any
they don't know
better,
any better.
and it's okay,
Ex-
Yeah, it's not malicious. Yeah, it's not malicious.
exactly.
I always like this saying. There's a cool saying, right? If you hang around 5 millionaires long enough, guess who's gonna be the 6 millionaire? It's gonna be you. Like right?
I am a walking testimony, testimony to that, man, because when I never was able to really think about like 30K months or 100K months, even 100K days.
100K days.
This
Yeah.
is where it really blew my mind, because when I got into that mentorship and then hearing people just talking like freely, like, yeah, we did 6 figures in one day last month, or we did 3 6-figure days, 2 months ago or 3 weeks ago. It was
Yeah.
just like, what? Like, this is
Wow.
crazy, right? And then
It's possible, and if he could do it, I
it
can do it.
builds the belief now. At one point, I remember in
Yup.
the beginning of my journey, it was unbelievable that people were out there making $1,000 a day. It was unbelievable to me. And then one day I was able to do $1,000 a day. Then it was unbelievable that people are out there doing 5-figure months. Then I was able to do the 5-figure months, 6-figure months, 6-figure days. I, like, right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to get into this next mentorship that's gonna show you how to do 7 figures plus in one day. So levels to this, right? There's levels to this, but just know that what what helps change your belief, what helps change your performance, is your surrounding, your environment, the proximity to
Yeah.
people who's around you. If, just like you said, if you're around 5 millionaires, right? Of course, you're going to be the 6 ones. If you're around 5 billionaires, you're gonna be the sixth one. If you're around 5 people who's just making the basic 30K a year, then you're gonna be the sixth one. So
That's
my
right. That's
environment,
right, man. I love that.
I had to change my environment, and that was the best thing. And now going back to the whole friends thing, right? I had to be very mindful. Who am I spending my time with on the phone?
Yeah.
Who's bringing value to me? Who's not bringing value to
Or
me? You understand?
who's bringing negativity to
Bringing
you? Yeah.
negativity. It got
Bad
to a point
energy.
where I had to like flush and filter people out of my life. And it wasn't even that I cut them off. They felt the vibe. They felt like okay, Chris
The
is
shift.
growing and he's not doing what we used to do. So let me gravitate to people who's like me. You understand? Like I did it in such a way
Yeah.
where I didn't even know it happened until it happened. You know?
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
friends that I was really, really close with, man. Really close with. Couldn't even imagine a day where we would no longer be talking, but that's what it is. Just like you said, it doesn't mean that when I see you, it's not all love. Of course, you'll always be my brother, but at the end of the day, we're in two different places. And I know somebody could just be like, well, how about you teach them? I can't teach you something that you don't want to learn. You understand? And,
Nope.
and here's the messed
Nope.
up part in the entrepreneur space, bro. I mean, sorry to go so deep. This part always makes me I'm so passionate about this, is that
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
there are people who you'll become a realtor, and everybody around you know that they have to go through a process to become a realtor. So and even if they see you making millions of dollars, whoever is not a realtor that's around you will never say, Andy, why you didn't put us on? Like, or the chances of them doing
Mm.
that is very slim. Like, why you didn't put us on? Because they know that, oh shoot, I'm probably gonna have to go to some type of school and get this, pass this test, get this license to go through. But if a person just sees you just making extra money online or whatever it is, they feel that there's some type of obligation for you to show them because you're their friend.
Like,
Like
yeah.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like
Like you owe
you
them.
owe them. It's like what's that
Yeah.
saying? Closed mouths don't get fed, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
if Andy is not hiding that he is successful, if Andy is not hiding what he's doing to get him to be successful, why don't you just say, Andy, I would love to learn how to become a realtor, instead of not saying anything and looking at Andy from the side of your eye, like, look at Andy, he think he's better than us, and he don't want to put us on. You understand? And that's what was happening to me. Those
Yeah.
people that was feeling
Wow.
that there was some type of obligation that I'm supposed to put them on. Where
Yeah.
but if I was a lawyer, if I was a successful lawyer making
I wouldn't
millions
say
of
that.
dollars and they knew that I had to go through school, they would never feel some type of a obligation.
No.
They would never come up to me
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, Chris, why you don't put us on to become a lawyer?" But they see me doing e-commerce. Instead of saying, "Chris, teach us how to do e-commerce," they feel like this is an obligation. You see me doing it. You understand?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna
They get
feel like
yeah. They get resentful. Yeah.
exactly. And but
Yeah.
some people will look at your success and it will motivate them, and some people will look at your success and feel like there's some type
And they'll be
of
envious.
envy,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, they'll be envious,
And
man. That's not a good
it's
look, man.
okay.
Not a
Like
good look at
just
all.
distance yourself
Yeah,
from me.
dude.
I would rather
Dude, yeah. Like
the people
my
would.
my whole
Mhm.
philosophy, dude, behind this thing is we I mean, obviously we got the same philosophy. Like if I see somebody doing better than me, I don't say, oh my God, like he's got it all. Why don't I have that? Absolutely not. I literally look at them and like they're a human being. They eat food, they drink water. If he can do it, I can do it too. It's just motivation for me.
Good.
Literally, anybody I see that's more successful than me, it literally motivates
Yes.
me to be more successful. And anybody that does not have that mindset, you're wondering why you're only making 50 grand a year because you don't have that mindset. Like literally, that's a massive factor behind it. But there was something you said before about e-commerce that I don't think I asked you before because I know when I introduced you, I was like, oh, Chris made 1.7 million, in one of your best years, right? And then you started coaching. I'm just curious to make that 1.7 million dollars in that 1 year. Was that mainly just coaching, or was that like e-commerce? Like, how did you have that massive year?
Okay. So, like I said, we've done well over seven figures in e-commerce already. Overall from the 2017 did multiple, high seven figures in that year. When you when I said 1.7, that was more so for last year. So last year we did about
It was last year.
last year was 1.7 mil from
Woo.
selling e-commerce related services. So that's from
Oh,
either coaching or getting people access to partner up with us, to become partners with us for e-commerce, different services around that. So we was able to do a nice little change of seven figures, 1.7
yeah.
last year.
So you were basically just like, helping people, because you had mentioned this before a little bit, like you started doing that, you pivoted away from selling products yourself, and then you started like guiding people, like, all right, sell this product, sell that product, I'm going to help you here, I'm going to help you there, and then you just take like a little percentage of it.
Correct, correct. So
That's how you did your, yeah, that's how you, so everybody wins.
everybody
Everybody
wins.
wins at that
Everybody
point.
wins. Everybody wins.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
once
I like
once
that.
we did that, and then of course with the different skill sets that I was able to learn, we've been able to apply it within our business so we could be able to like scale. Doing those consistent six-figure
Yeah,
months to help us to get to where we at now. And now, right now, I'm more so been focused on just helping people build their brands. That's really my priority right now.
yeah,
Helping people who are either thinking about doing e-commerce, or if you're already in e-commerce, or you have other services, is really helping you establish a online brand within selling products online. So right now things has been going really good, working with different clients, really getting them in position where they can have some type of domination in the industry that they're working in, but also giving them the position where they can have their own branded products so they can sell
yeah,
to customers and
dude,
build their
dude.
brand.
I, I love that. I love that. So like, that's a good segue. So, if anybody wants to work with you, Chris, where can they find you?
So if you're on Instagram, you can follow me at Marketing with Keys. That's with a Z at the end of Keys. Marketing with Keys on Instagram. Let's say if you're on Facebook, you can follow me at Chris Keys. That's Chris Keyz, and YouTube as well, Chris Keys as well. And if you are a person who's thinking about getting into e-commerce, or if you're in either healthcare, the hair care, skincare, or even just trying to get into e-commerce in general, we can definitely help you with that as well. You can visit us at Budilify. That's BeauDilify.com. We can be able to help you get into the e-commerce space, selling your own branded products, and definitely helping you, having that guidance within the online space as well.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Chris, I'm going to drop all of that in the description below. I actually got to run right now, and I think we've been talking for like 2 hours
For
now.
sure.
But dude, I personally learned a lot, and I loved hearing your story. That was like really fascinating to me. So, thank you so much for coming
For
on.
sure, man.
I
Anytime,
just like
Andy.
to end this. Just yeah, thanks, man. I just always like to end this. Like, if you have one tip for a brand new person coming into ecom right now, just starting it off, what's the one tip that you would give them?
Start a brand. Don't just go around and just trying to find this product. Like I said, focus on one niche, focus on one product, especially a reoccurring, like a replenishing type of product, and just go all in on that brand. You'll have more endurance, falling in love with knowing that you're working on a specific brand versus just trying to find the next best thing that is possibly going to work temporarily. So focus on one thing, one brand, one product, one niche, and I can almost guarantee you, with the right guidance, take it to the next level.
Dude, I love that, man. Every single person I talk to, I say the same thing. It's one niche. That's it. Literally one niche. Same thing with real estate. Pick one niche, run with it.
That's
Every
it.
single successful entrepreneur that's making millions of dollars says the exact same thing. Guys, it cannot be a coincidence, right? Pick one thing, run with it, focus on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, because I think like 75% of you are not subscribed to my channel. What the hell are you doing? Like, hit that subscribe button. I'm dropping value every single week. And that's about it. Until then, stay tuned to the next one.
Peace.